Okay, this is Discoveries Part 2, and continuing on that same theme, when you are dealing with someone who is an addict, they are going to, quote, frame you as the problem. They are going to put the drugs in your desk. They are going to put the drugs in your car or van. They are going to put the drugs in your drawers and lingerie chest. They are going to put the drugs in your purse. They are going to put the drugs in your laundry basket. What I'm saying is, a drug addict in active addiction and a narcissist, they are very selfish. They don't care about you or what your needs are or the impact on you. The only thing they care about is hiding the evidence so that they can continue doing what they want to do, which is be a drug addict, be a selfish prick that only wants to do what they want to do to satisfy their five senses all the time. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that beware. So if you are dating someone who claims to be in active recovery, such as Narcotics Anonymous or Alcoholics Anonymous, make sure that you actually are dealing with someone who is really in recovery, not somebody who's in active addiction, lying to cover up their entire addiction. Now, I am giving you this discovery as a cautionary beware, because the point is, if for whatever reason authorities were to come into your home and they were asking, is this your desk? I would have said, yes, this is my desk. And if they would have found in my desk the bag of heroin and cocaine in my desk, guess who would have gone to jail? Me. And the reality is, I'm not a drug addict. I've never done heroin. I've never done cocaine. That is not something that I do or that I would partake in. So the whole point is, when a drug addict is trying to cover their trail, they are trying to use someone who is, quote, square. Someone like me. Someone who's religiously grounded or spiritually grounded, because they want to peg all of their issues and they want to do whatever they can do to protect themselves to keep doing the drugs. And they're going to blame everything on you, the host, to their addiction. Now, mind you, again, this is part 2 of Discoveries. Did I know this when I was engaged in an active relationship with my fiance? No, I did not, because he had painted such a marvelous cover story that he was, quote, in recovery and that he was clean and sober. His cover story was that he had a sleep disorder, a serious sleep disorder of narcolepsy. And what narcolepsy does, the symptoms are very similar to someone who's on heroin addiction. You know, the nodding over and falling over. Someone who's in narcolepsy can produce some of the similar symptoms and results. So he used that as his cover story to pretend that he had a medical problem, when in reality there was no medical problem. He was a drug addict the entire time, and a drug addict's purpose all the time is to get their next high. They don't care about how they do it or why they do it, but usually drug addicts, when they get their high, they want to celebrate their drugs with whores. So they're going to be with strange, loose, slutty women, whether that's a hotel room or a back alley, it doesn't matter. The point is, when they're doing drugs, there's a very high percentage that they are also going to be slutting around with loose women and having porn dating sites and hookup dating sites, in addition to cheating on you, and in addition to lying about being in recovery. So I caution you that if you start to discover some of these details in the midst of your relationship, that you consider highly to create an exit plan, an exit strategy to get yourself and your stuff out of this unsafe environment. And if, most likely, you're the responsible woman who had her own home or her own apartment, and that you're the one that's holding down the bills, holding down the family, you're the one that owns the car, the vehicles, etc., then most likely you have been scammed. And the man who claims that he's in recovery, that doesn't have a car, that doesn't have a bank account, that doesn't have the things that, quote, a normal, responsible, mature adult would have, it's not because they were on tour and they used to have a band manager and the band manager, just got married. No, that's not their bullshit story. It's because they have blown the money into their veins, and they have lied and created an entire house of cards of lies on their backstory that they have a medical problem of narcolepsy. So what I'm getting at is pay attention, really, really pay attention, and discover what the real truth is behind these, quote, stories. Have a great day, everybody.